Namaste. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tritiyotyaya Shri Shuka Uvacha Eva metanen nigaditam Eva metanen nigaditam Purishitavana Yadupapana Mama Nurunam 야는 무리야마노남 마노수예슈 마니슈이나무 브라흐마 발자사카 마스투 야제타 브라흐마노흐 파티무 이는드라 미는드라 야카 마스투 브라자카마흐 브라자파티느 대빔 마얌 두 shri 마스테 자사 마스테 자스카모 마스테 자스카모 비파바수무 바수카모 바수느 루드라느 비리아카모타 비리아바느 아는나디아카 마스트 바디탐 디팀 아는나디아카 마스트 바디팀 스발가카 모디테흐 수타느 비시바느 데바느 라지아카 마흐 사티아느 삼사타코 비샤무 유시카모 비시비나 쉐비나 유시카 모시비나오 대바오 버르시트위카마 일람 야자트 프라티시터카마흐 버르쇼 로다시 로카마 따라오 루파 피카모 가는 탈바느 스트리카모 부사라 울바시무 티파티아카마흐 살베쇼음 야제타 파라메시투이나무 야지냠 야제디아 샤크 야제디아 샤스카마흐 고샤카마흐 파라차타사무 비디아카마스투 기리샴 다문 파티알타 우맘 사티무 달말타 우드타마슐로감 다는 둠 다는 바는 베트르르는 야자트 베트르르는 야자트 라쿠셔카마흐 보누여자나 노자스카모 보누여자나 노자스카모 마루드가노느 라지아카모 마누느 데바느 늘라팀 드바피자라는 야자트 까마까모 야자트 소마마까마흐 보루샴바라무 아까마흐 살바까모 바 모코쇼까마 우다라티흐 디브레누 바크디요게나 야제타 보루샴바라무 에타바네나 야자타 미하 디허시레야 소다야흐 바가바티야짤로 바보 야드 바가바타 상은갓 야드 바가바타 상은갓다흐 진야남 야당 브라티니 브로드타 구노을 미자크라마드마 프라사다 브라티니 브로드타 구노을 브라티니 브로드타 구노을 미자 브라티니 브로드타 구노을 미자크라마 브라티니 브로드타 구노을 미자크라마드마 Pratini Pratata Kunolmi Chakramatma Praja Prasada Pratini Pratata Kunolmi Chak Pratini Pratata Kunolmi Chakra Jinyanam Yadam Pratini Pratata Kunolmi Chakramatma Prasada Uta Yatra Kunwa Shiva Sangangaha Kaivalya Samumata Patasat Vata Kaivalya Samumata Kaivalya Samumata Patasat Vata Bhakti Yoga Go Dilvarato Harikatasu Ratim Na Kuriyat Shamnaka Uvacha Itya Pivya Hurtam Raja Nishamya Paratashapahu Kimanyata Purashatavan Puyo Payasaki Murushoim Kavima Etajechu Shru Shataim Vidavanan Suta Lodhasi Pashvituma Gatan Harikatodakaha Satam Siyuha Sadasi Turubama Vai Bhagavato Rajan Panundabeyo Maharataha Balakurido Nakaiha Kuridwana Kurashana Kuridwam Ya Adade Vaya Sakishicha Bhagavan Vasudeva Parayanoha Urugaya Gunodara Satam Siyohi Samagame Ayurharati Vai Pumsamudiyanan Nasatam Ja Yanan Nasao Dasyalte Yata Kushanua Nita Udatamashloka Bhatayai Darabah Kim Na Jivananti Pasadrah Kim Na Shivasananti Yuta Na Kadananti Na Mehananti Kim Grama Pasha Bopare Grama Pasha Bopare. Sorry. Shiva, they just divide every shloka into 2 pages. Shiva, humans, I mean. Shiva Vidava, Shiva Vidavada, Shiva Vidavada, Hoshitura Karaiha, Shiva Vidavada, Hoshitura Karaiha, Samsatuta, Purushoha, Pashuha. My arm hurts. Na Yatakana Patupeto Jantu Nama Kata Grajaha Vile Paturukurama Vikramane Ye Na Sharanam Bataha Kaina Putue Narasya Chihvasati Dal Durikeva Suta Na Chopagayatiuru Chopagayati Rugaya Gatgatha. Okay. Chopagayati Rugaya Gatha. Paraha Param Patuta Kirita Jushita Mapyutita Mangam Patuta Kirita Jushita Patuta Kirita Jushita Mapyutita Mangam Patuta Kirita Jushita Mapyutita Mangam. One more. Patuta Kirita Jushita Mapyutita Mangam. Patuta Kirita Jushita Mapyutita Namaste, help me. Paraha Param. I'm one of like fewer than 10 people who could do this on the whole planet. So please help me if you're a spirit. nicotine spirit helps. Paraha param patartakiri tojushirtama pyutatat patartakiri tojushirtama pyutatamangangam pyutata patartakiri tojushirtama pyutatamangangam na namena mukunandam namena mukunandam shabao karao no kurutaha sapariam harela satakanchana kangankanoi no harela satakanchana kangankano harela satakanchana kangankano vai Vaihayite te nayane naranam lingangani vishnoi na niri kushato ye padao nurunam dao turumajanama pajao kushwetranui nanu brajato hareriao. Cool. Hareriao. Let me just double check. Sounds too cool. Is it real? Really? Is this real? Is that word real? That could be like an eternal offense if you say just right or not. What was I looking at? Chapter 3, okay. Verse 22. Chapter 5. 22. Almost done, huh? Yeah, it's a cool word. Hareriao. Hareriao. Badao nurum dao. Turumajanama pajao. Kushwetranui. Nanu barajato. Hareriao. Hareriao. Yeah, okay. Jivan chatto. Jivan chavo. Bhagavatam krirenum Bhagavatam gurire Bhagavatam krirenum na jantu maltyo pilapita yasutu Shri Vishnu Padyan Manujasutu Lasyahu Shiva Sanchavo Yasutu na Veda Ganantama Tadashima Saram Harodayam Patedam Yaduguru Yamanoil Harinama Teyaihu Yaduguru Yamanoil Harinama Teyaihu Yaduguru Yamanoil Harinama Teyaihu Na Vikriyata Ta Yadan Vikaro Natre jalam ka tararu heshu haishoha ata pite hyanganga manonu kulam prapashwase bhagavata prathanah yadaha vayasakirat mavidya visharado nirupatim satu purushataha. Yeah, that was it. Anticlimactic. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapuranue Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Dvitiyasganante Drutiyotyayah. Namaste. Oh yeah, I don't have the translation. Sorry guys, I have a nice, not just kidding. I have the translation, but I don't have a digital copy of it. I'll just read it. So yeah, give me 42 seconds. Okay, so I don't have a digital copy of the what shall I call it? The translation. I guess I'll just read you, and what I'll do is maybe I'll make this even smaller, so I don't have to pay attention to this. So I'm gonna read the English translation, hopefully corresponding to the Sanskrit shlokas as much as I could pay attention. I'm not gonna read the Sanskrit again, but yeah, it's just there, so it makes you feel better, I guess. Okay. It's, because I read it once. I don't really care what size it is anymore. Discourse 3, Shri Shuka said, I have thus told you all you asked me, viz., what should men who are thoughtful among human beings do when their end has arrived? How should I do this? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what? Let me just copy this. And I'll just do that. Rename this, because I'm not going to use that anymore. Yeah, good idea. Whoa. Okay. So I should move that. It works for me. Yeah, that works. Making it to one line, yeah. Make it into one line. And if you dream it, it will come. I mean, is that better? I hope so. Okay, yes. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna, rename this to lecture. Okay, lecture. I like that one. Lecture. Cool. Even though I'm just, if you're like, I'm trying to convert people into your religion, the last thing you want to do is to add your own opinion. The best thing you could do is whatever country you're in, just translate the original text into their language, and that's as much as as away from your religion you should. And I mean, what I'm trying to say, don't add anything to the texts, the books. So if I were a guru in India who, and if my guru told me to come to America, go to America and promulgate the Sanatana Dharma, or the Hare Krishna Manantara, whatever it was, what I would do is I will read the Sanskrit text of, say, like Srimad Bhagavatam, one chapter, and then I'll read the English, and I'll do this in public. I'll do this because that's what my guru told me to do. I'll do this in public at a park or something, and I'll sit down and read the Sanskrit out loud, and probably YouTube at the same time if it's nowadays. And Yeah, that's what and then reading English. I wouldn't add anything else. Like what I'm doing now is adding to it. Like I wouldn't do that if I were to promulgate the Hare Krishna mantra or the Sanatana Dharma or, you know, Vaishnava or Vaishnavism in English. I wouldn't, yeah. That's all I will be doing is read the Sanskrit text and the translation to, in this case, it's America, so it's in English, you know. And if you're really smart, you could probably do it in Spanish too. You know, you read the Sanskrit, read the English, and then read the Spanish, or yeah, something like that. That's I that's the only thing I will be doing. What I'm doing now is what I will be doing without the talking, you know, intermission talking. That's what I would be doing if I were to promulgate the Sanatana Dharma and you know. But yeah, the yoga system really works for the dead people, for really hurt people. Really, the yoga system works the best for really hurt people. It's like one of the last resort you go to. You know, you know, if there were no such thing as the yoga system, I would be crying out in the middle of the street somewhere, going, God, God, why have you forsaken me every day until either God shows up or, you know. So I'm thankful for the yoga system. Okay, translation. Discourse 3. Shri Shukasa, I have thus told you all you asked me, viz. What should men who are thoughtful among human beings do when their end has arrived? A seeker of preeminence in sacred knowledge should worship the sage Burhaspati. Even so, he who seeks to acquire keenness of the senses should worship Anandara, while a seeker of progeny should propitiate the gods presiding over creation. I'm gonna read this again because they use the Sanskrit words for translation. I mean, translation is there, so you could actually translate the word. But okay, a seeker of preeminence in sacred knowledge should worship the sage Brihaspati. Even so, he who seeks to acquire keenness of the senses should worship Inandara, while a seeker of progeny should propitiate the gods presiding over creation. The seeker of prosperity should worship the divine Maya. And the seeker of indefatigable energy should adore the god of fire. Similarly, a seeker of wealth should worship the class of gods known as the Vasus, while the powerful man who aspires for more power should worship another class of gods called the Rudras. A seeker of food and foodstuffs should worship Aditi, while he who seeks heaven should adore the sons of Aditi. A seeker of sovereignty should worship the Vishvadevas, while a ruler who desires to secure the allegiance to his subjects should worship the Sahatyas. A seeker of long life should worship the twin gods, the Ashwins, and he who desires stoutness should worship the goddess Earth. Similarly, he who seeks stability of position or worldly prestige should adore the two mothers of the world, the goddess Earth and Diauha, the goddess presiding over the heavens. A seeker of personal charm should worship the Ganantalpas, while he who desires to have a wife should adore the celestial nymph Urvashi. Even so, he who seeks lordship over all should worship Brahma. A seeker of renown should worship Lord Vishnu, while a seeker of treasures should adore Varuna. Even so, he who seeks to acquire learning should worship Lord Shiva, while a seeker of conjugal happiness should adore goddess Uma, so devoted to her lord. He who aspires to lead a pious life should worship Lord Vishnu of excellent renown, while he who desires to propagate his race should adore the Pitras. He who seeks protection domains. Okay. He who seeks protection against odds should worship the Yakshas, while a seeker of bodily vigor should adore the class of gods known as the Maruts. He who seeks to acquire a kingdom should worship the gods that rule over the world for a whole Manambandantara, the age or period of a Manu. While he who seeks to employ spells for some malevolent purpose should adore Nururti, the goddess of death. Even so, the seeker of sense gratification should worship Soma, while he who longs for the cessation of all desires should adore the Lord, who transcends prakriti or matter. A wise man, however, whether he has no desire at all, or is actuated by all sorts of desires, or seeks liberation, they gotta do a better job of like printing these things. Yeah, forgetting parentheses, that's something else for me. Sorry. This really helps. Human. I have to read it again now. Thank you, human. A wise man, however, whether he has no desire at all, or is actuated by all sorts of desires, or seeks liberation, should worship the Supreme Person with intense devotion. The attainment of the highest good, even for those who worship Inandara and the other gods, lies in developing unswerving devotion to the Lord through the fellowship of his devotees. As a result of the discourses on Sri Hari, dawns that spiritual enlightenment which sets at rest the waves in the form of passions. Nay, the heart gets purated and is filled with joy, and one develops an aversion for the pleasures of sense and a love for devotion, which is an esteemed road to final beatitude. Having once tasted the joy of listening to such discourses on Sri Hari, who would cease taking delight in them? I will say the ones who have experienced it for trillions and trillions, tens of trillions of years may stop ceasing to taking delight, because time overcomes everything. That's one thing. And if you're of the Sanatana Dharma, you should consider time beats everything. Time is forever. Nothing else is forever. Time is king. Time is God. Try to beat time, you know. Shaunaka said, no, be friends with time. Don't go against time, please. I was just joking. You know, make time your master or your friend or something. But yeah, time is no joke. If it's a joke, then it's a really the most serious joke in the world. Shaunaka said, on hearing these words of Shuka, what else did King Parikushut, the foremost of the Paratas, the next the sons of Vyasa, who was not only a seer, but well versed in the Vedas too? Sutta, learned as you are, kindly reveal all that to us, who are keen to hear the same. For in an assembly of holy men, there must be talks that ultimately lead to discourses on Sri Hari. The great car warrior, King Parikushut, was a great devotee of the Lord. Playing with toys loved by children, he made the worship of Sri Guru Shunua as one of his sports. The holy Shuka is also exclusively devoted to Lord Vasudeva, and it is but natural that where holy men meet, there are sublime talks saturated with the virtues of the Lord, whose praises are sung by exalted souls well versed in the Vedas. The rising and setting sun steals away the life of all human beings except that of the man who spends even a single moment in talks about the Lord of excellent fame. Do not trees live? Do not bellows also breathe? and do not the other domestic animals take their food and copulate. The human beast who has never heard the story of Shri Guru Shunua has been declared to be as good as a dog, a swine, a camel, and a donkey. A swine. The ears of a man who does not hear the exploits of the Lord are mere holes, and his tongue is as bad as that of a frog if it does not recount the stories of Lord Vishnu. A head which, though decked with a silken turban or a crown, never bows to Lord Mukunanda, is only a burden. Even so, the hands which, though adorned with wristlets of gold, never offer worship to Shri Hari, are as good as those of a dead man. And those human eyes that do not gaze on the images of Lord Vishnu are as useless as the eyes on the tail of a peacock. Similarly, the human feet which do not visit places sacred to Shri Hari are as good as the roots of trees. A mortal who has never bathed himself in the dust from the feet of the Lord's devotees is really dead, though living. Even so, the man who has never known the fragrance of the sacred tulasi leaves offered at the feet of Lord Vishnu is like a breathing corpse. A heart which does not melt when Shri Hari's names are being uttered is hard like stone. And when the heart melts, tears rush to one's eyes and the hair stand erect. Dear Sutta, what you say is most agreeable to the mind. Now tell us what Sri Shuka, the foremost of devotees, and perfect in the knowledge of the spirit, told King Parikushut in reply to his excellent question. Thus ends the third discourse in Book 2 of the great and glorious Bhagavata Purana, otherwise known as the Paramahamsa. Is it Paramahamsa or Paramahamsa? Paramaham. Okay. Paramahamsa Samhita. Oh, thank you. Have fun. It's pretty quick. So I'm gonna do this again tonight. So it's one chapter in the morning, once at night, and there's no other need for any other Sanskrit studies. I just like, you guys play Minefield. I study Sanskrit. How is that possible? I am Satan. You are probably most likely human, unless you're not. So, yeah, go on playing your battlefield. Give me. I want to be relevant with times. I know. Satan tries to be relevant with the modern society. Popular PC games right now. RN for right now. No, these cannot be popular games. Are you kidding me? Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. Really? For $2.99. Oh, $31. Sorry. $31.19. Price down from $62.49. $62 for a PC game. There's a popular game, Sid Meier's Civilization 7. I remember the first one or the second one. Age of Empires 4. I remember the first one and the second one. That's it? So the gaming world kind of sucks right now? Is that what you're telling me? October 30th. So that's 3 months from ago. October 30th, 2024. 20. They don't just give you a list. They want you to see the ads. You have to like. So let me see if this makes any rings a bell. It doesn't mean anything to me. Hollow Knight. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Number 23. Number 22. This is according to IGN.com. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Wolfenstein. Ooh. Okay, that's number 22. Final Fantasy 14. Hasn't gone. I thought it would be at like 22 by now. Final Fantasy 20. It's only stuck at 14. Okay. Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yeah, Final Fantasy 7 I think is the most popular of all Final Fantasy series. It's like if you play any other, if you play Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 7 is the Chrono Trigger of the Final Fantasy series. If you ask me, I haven't played it. I played like maybe half an hour of it, and then I got bored. I liked Final Fantasy 8 a lot, but nobody else liked it. Why did I like Final Fantasy 8 so much? You figure that out. If you know the game, you'll know a little more about me then, huh? Resident Evil 4 remake. Resident Evil. I thought Resident Evil would be at like Resident Evil 8, 9 by now. I remember Resident Evil 1 and 2, and briefly maybe Resident Evil 3 or 4. 3. Yeah, it's stuck at 4. God of War 18. I don't know what that is. 17 is Doom 2016. That's an old game by today's standards. This is 2020 October 2024. It says 2016's Doom remake is number 17 of the top 25 games according to IGN.com. With IGN is like, I don't know, it's like top 3 game magazine, I think. I could be wrong, you know. No, there's something better than IGN. Oh yeah, okay. GameStop, like that's not a magazine, pal. 16, Hitman, World of Assassination. 15, Nier, Automata. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Nier, Nier, Nier. Automata. It's like automate with the A at the end. Number 14, Half-Life, Alex. Number 13, The Stanley Parable, Ultra. This don't mean anything. Number 2, Outer Wilds, okay. Number 11, Grand Theft. That's probably why they keep on making remakes or like sequels, because otherwise I'll have no idea where they're coming from. Outer Wilds. That sounds really wild. Too wild for me. I'll skip. Reason. Why? Something to do with wild, and it was in the title. That's Outer Wilds. Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 10, Dishonored 2. 9, XCOM 2. War of the Chosen. Doesn't mean this. You know what this makes me feel like? It feels like have you ever gone to like a skate park and you've seen all the people who are always there constantly? They're there like every single day, year after year. You know, they're part of the park basically. And somebody like me, a schmuck, just drops by and tries to skateboard with them. That's what it feels like right now. You know, reciting all these top 25 games of the year in 2024. The number 8, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. Number 7, Cyberpunk 2077. Number 6, Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel so out of touch. Number 5, Elden Ring. I don't know what the heck that is, but I've heard the name before. Number 4, Slay the Spire. No, that's number 4. I'm scared. What planet am I in? So number 4 game, the top 25 PC game is Slay the Spire. Like a foreign town to me. Number 3, Disco Elysium. I don't see that word frequently enough. Elysium. Let's just say Elysium for now. Number 3. I don't know what that is. I can't even pronounce the name of the games, man. I can't even say it. They made it impossible for you to say it, so you're not cool enough. People know right away you're not cool. Have you played Disco? And you don't even know how to say it. You're just like, wow. It's like, okay, you're my master in something. You just subjugated me subtly. And I don't know what's going on, basically. Number 2, Hades, like death, Hades, death, It doesn't say death, it just says Hades. Number 2. What does that mean? So Hades means death in Greek, I think. Doesn't mean anything to. That's number 2. It was released in 2018, so it's an older game that still holds its, ranking, rank, whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me. Number 1, I've heard this name before, so I'm actually proud of myself. Baldur's Gate 3. Ha! I know I've heard the name, but I've never played it. But yeah, I've heard the name more than once. What seems to be the most fun of these 25? Which one do I want to play the most? I want to play... Final Fantasy 14, probably. I like Japanese RPGs because their storyline is very intricate. They're kind of like, their Japan anime counterparts. It's very intricate. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm gonna do another Sanskrit study. Probably Bhagavatam and Upanishads and I could just do Mahabharata. See, I could do Mahabharata. It's 200 shlokas. It'll take me 3 hours. 2 hours of reading Sanskrit straight. I could do that. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do Mahabharata. It's just one chapter, but it has 200 shlokas in there. 100 shloka takes me about an hour to read, so 200 shlokas will take me 2 hours. But I'll get tired, so it could be 3 hours. We'll see. So that's coming up. So Mahabharata coming up next, and you'll see it in the title. More Sanskrit studies. There's no yoga for today. I did yoga before the sun came up, and unlike you humans, you humans, you heard it right. Unlike you humans, my day starts when the sun comes up. So whatever I do, so ASMRs, sometimes they start at like 5 a.m. and I still say they're the day before. Sometimes I say that they're the day before, even when the sun comes up, because I should have done that the day before, and I procrastinated until the next day. I still put it for the date before, just to, I don't know. Show that I did something. Are you doing this for us or are you trying to heal? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. Because the more I do things for the audience people, the more I more my energy goes in there. The more I focus on my own healing, the more energy goes in there. So yeah, I cannot serve two masters in regards to my healing either. I cannot serve both the audience and myself. Now that makes you question what King Yahusha said about serving two masters in regards to God and money. So does serving God mean will you always be poor? Because you're not, you can't serve one and serve the other at the same time. So is that actually, does that actually mean you'll be poor all the time because your master is not money anymore? Money is punishing you because you didn't make money your master. Just money's gonna punish you until you forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But God is your friend. I don't think it works that way. And the yoga system is really useful for this. Because it lets you know, and something to do with wealth actually comes from God. and Sanatana Dharma in the yoga system, it's more of an advanced knowledge. First, because first you have to develop this trust in God. You have to have a solid trust in God, so that even if they cut you into 365 pieces, you'll die laughing. Sorry, that was dramatic, but yeah, that's. So first, that trust has to be developed. After that comes, and like this is more advanced, like further down the road. Like after you have known things about God and then you start asking God for money. And that's a really, really high place in the yoga system. Because you figure it out, oh, God has money. And this is much, 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 much later. And you become somebody like a billionaire, like somebody like Donald Trump or something. Something like that. But just remember, humans are not perfect nowadays. If you compare humans to humans 5,000 years ago, it's like heaven and hell. There, when the Bible says King Yaosha or Jesus is the only pious person on, a good person on the whole entire earth, he's like the Bible is telling the truth. It's just that way. Why? Are you serious? Yes, yes, yeah. Nobody's like, people are really, really not perfect anymore. So didn't used to be always like that, but it is like that now. And so no wonder, um, King Yaosha is the only good person on the planet, and that's coming from Ha Satan. Uh, okay, I'm gonna sign off. I'll do Mahabharata. So 2 hours of Sanskrit reading coming up. And Sanskrit reminds me, while I'm reciting Sanskrit, do not utter anything else besides Sanskrit. If I'm struggling, that's something else, that I utter F something. But otherwise, keep Sanskrit. Thank you very much. Namaste.